Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt. It's ammunition review today. This review is sponsored by Sam at SG Ammo. He has been a huge supporter of the channel over the years. He has a wide variety of ammunition available. Our flavor of choice today is 7.62 by 39 millimeters. This one's a little different. This is from Hornady. This is their Sub X line. Yes, Subsonic. A 255 grain fat boy. Let's throw these guys on the table and talk about what we're going to do today. We've done some 7.62 by 39 testing in the past, but we don't have a wide variety of barrel lengths afforded to us. We've got a 10, 10.5 inch, and 16. We're going to check our velocity and bullet stability in those three barrel lengths as long as they're stable. We only have the R.A.N.G.E to throw the can on. If I happen to get a hold of my friend who has a PBS or I pick up a threaded adapter and the alignment checks out, we'll maybe have to throw the can on the AK-47 GF3 when we get to it. But after we've collected our velocity and just a general reliability function, we're going to test these for accuracy at about 100 yards, and we're actually going to run these in gel to see if they expand. Traditionally, other Subsonic 7.62 by 39 are long full metal jacket bullets or hard cast or lead cast bullets that don't expand at these velocities. The type of wounding that you will see if you shoot them is going to be a tumbling action. You're going to get lots of penetration, but you're going to get minimal disruption outside of the maximum length of that bullet. Now, I do have a limited amount of these, so we're probably going to be very conservative on the velocity test. We mainly want to confirm that they are subsonic, which at 255 grains they should be, but we're looking to see if they will cycle the gun and they will stabilize out of the twist rates that these barrels are. This R.A.N.G.E Gen 2 is supposed to have a 1 in 8 twist barrel. I actually just got this back from Roy Hill over at Brownells. A big thank you to them for sending this over. The first one had keyholing with our Subsonics, and from a preliminary test with some of the other ones, they are not keyholing. So, moment of truth. Did not get cycling. Oops. But we are getting what looks like clean holes. Sorry, this is painful to watch, folks. And now we have our 10-inch M92 PAP. Unfortunately, Silencer Shop isn't doing the authority program right now, so I have no way of getting a hold of the PBS to do any actual suppressor testing on. So we'll have to do that on the R.A.N.G.E. And finally, our 16-inch, this is our Palmetto State Armory GF3, the same one I did the original 3,000 round torture test on. I don't know how many it has in it now, probably at least 4,000, if not more. Oh, we're cycling. That one didn't feed all the way. We are right on that cusp of being supersonic with this load, about 1130 at my temperature and elevation, about 850 above sea level. But from what I can see downrange, we have good clean holes on these. We'll throw the can on there and see if the BRN cycles. I think you all would agree that our 7.62x39 has more commonality in our AK platforms. So I wanted to see what these sounded like in an AK platform. So we've got a GF3. We bought a M14 to 5/8 threaded adapter from CNC Warrior. We put it on there with the JK Armament pistol kit. It's Form 1. I want to stress the importance of using alignment rods to make sure that there will not be any part of that suppressor that would be in the path of our bullet. I bought an adapter for the M92 PAP, so that's M26 to 5/8, but because of the tolerances and the loose fitting nature of these adapters, I didn't feel confident in firing that, so I apologize. Typically that's where some of the different suppressors that have thread patterns for our AKs become advantageous because you're not stacking tolerances on them. I'll fire one off into the dirt. See if we can get the gong again. Well, folks, it's hard to argue about this aspect of the Hornady Sub X and 7.62x39. Now, this is at 25 yards. We're using the R.A.N.G.E in a lead sled with an 18 power first focal plane scope. It's about 70 degrees outside today. Very, very bright. 0.620 inches. 4 of those guys right on top of each other. And that one was a little bit of a flyer. We're going to step this back out to 100 yards to see what we could expect. We step back to 100 yards, still using our lead sled and the R.A.N.G.E with the JK Armament rifle kit on there. And this is what I got, 3.994 inches. It looks like that bullet is losing a little bit of stability at range because you can see that that's where the entrance hole is, but there's also this hole right here. So I wonder if it's wobbling a little bit, but that's not terrible, but not the greatest. And in my prior testing, it seems like 50 yards is the optimum distance for superb accuracy in 7.62x39, unless you get like maybe a Ruger Ranch rifle or bolt action CZ or something. You may want to try that at some point, and that's why I always say your mileage may vary. We're seeing a consistent group, so that's what matters the most for me when doing these general reviews. If the accuracy was the size of this target, you know, 16x16 and 100 yards, that may be saying there's something wrong with that bullet design. All right, time to see these things shine. In the past, any Subsonic 7.62x39 that we've tested pretty much tumbles in our ballistics gel. We have a 6x6x16 10% clear ballistics gel down there. I want to remind everyone that the results that you see in clear gel may not translate to live tissue or even organic gel, so you should always check these depending on what your use case is. If you've hunted with this particular bullet before and you have good results or bad results, always leave comments below and we can let other people see those. Subsonic, second shot. Nice. Alright, let's go see if we capture this. Well, folks, this is rather disappointing. Those 4 tracks you see right there are shots. We exceed block number 1, which is 16 inches. Block number 2, which is another 16 inches. That's 32. And another 16 inches. That's 48 plus inches of penetration. And likely the cause of that is because the bullet did expand, but not very much. Ideally, with how long this projectile is, we should see expansion more than half of this bullet length to slow it down. I'm not sure where you'd want that much penetration. If you were thinking about using these as a personal protection home defense round in a subsonic roll, that, in my opinion, would be way too much penetration for this velocity threshold in subsonic. You're going to want, 18 to 20 inches max. You want all of that tearing and everything to happen throughout that first, 16 inches or so. This guy, it did expand. Got to give Hornady credit there, but too much penetration in my opinion. Now, again, this is in clear gel. I found this laying in the dirt back towards the berm. Your mileage may vary. Well, folks, that wraps up another ammunition test out here at the range. I'm glad you all stopped by to see what I had to offer. This is a very interesting load from Hornady. Traditionally, a majority of all 7.62x39mm is steel case, so this is brass case. So if you do any reloading, you can use these quite a few times in any of your future loadings. This particular bullet, I think personally from testing other subsonic loads, is a little too heavy. I would like to see a 190 to 200 grain loading and then the proper powder charge to get it to cycle majority of the guns. In our very minimal testing, our 16-inch cycled and our BRN-180 cycled once we put the suppressor on it. I'm sure the M92 PAP would cycle if we had a suppressor on it, and unfortunately, like I said, I don't have one that's set up for that, at least that I don't want to take a chance with a baffle strike. Now, as far as our gel results go, again, we're using clear gel, so organic gel or actual live tissue may differ. We saw way too much penetration with this bullet, mainly because the amount of expansion that this has to offer seems to be very minimal. I would think with this bullet being as long as it would, we'd have a lot more of that lead to peel away. I think, again, if we were to use a copper expanding bullet in our 7.62x39mm that's subsonic, I think that would be a winner. As far as our accuracy goes, pretty much par for the course. We have a really tight group at 25 yards, really tight compared to our other 7.62x39mm offerings. But once we step out to about 100 yards, accuracy tends to open up, at least in relation to like 5.56 and 3.08 that I'm traditionally used to shooting. If you have a bolt gun and you got your hands on some of this, let us know your results in the comments below. With all that being said, it's time for me to get the heck out of here, because I'm hungry and I've been sweating all day. But at the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible, because there's a lot that goes into these videos. Number one is my Patreon and Subscribe Star fans. I have a link tree in the description below with various different ways to contact me or support me. I have affiliate links and discount codes that earn me a sales commission that cost you nothing. And essentially, I use that to purchase different firearms for testing or to buy some of the obscure ammunition. Number two is my good friend Sam over at S.G. Ammo. He's been a long-time supporter of the channel and sent us over this Hornady Sub X 2 demo with no strings attached. And of course, number three is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.